Okay, so have you ever had that moment where you bump into someone?
Yeah.
You know you've met them before.
Yeah.
You've even had like a decent conversation with them,
Right.
but their name just completely escapes you.
Mhm.
Like poof, gone.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's like a mild form of social mortification, right?
It is, yeah, absolutely. And it happens to everyone, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
Well, that exact scenario is what we are diving into today.
That's right. We've got a really great example.
Yeah.
It seems like a simple, everyday English conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But like we always say, these simple conversations have these fascinating little nuances that are worth exploring.
Yes, and your source today comes from a YouTube channel called English Podcast Zone.
Okay.
The video is titled Learn English Quickly with Podcast English Learning Conversation, Episode 1.
Catchy.
Yeah, and it's this short dialogue between two people, Nick and Anna,
Okay.
who run into each other after meeting at a conference.
Oh.
And the core of this little encounter, the part that I think everyone's probably experienced at some point,
Yeah.
is Mick completely forgetting Anna's name,
Oh, yeah.
even though they just met recently.
Classic.
It is so. Our mission today is to take this short interaction and really unpack it.
Yeah.
We're not just doing a vocabulary lesson here.
No.
We want to pull out like genuinely useful insights about natural English,
Mhm.
the little subtleties of communication,
Yeah.
and give you some phrases that you can start using in your own conversations.
Exactly. It's like leveling up your conversational game.
Think of it as getting a feel for like the actual rhythm of real life conversations.
I love that.
So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
The conversation starts with Hannah saying, "Nick, how's it going?"
So right away, we have a really common greeting
Yeah.
that you hear all the time in English. Well, how are you is perfectly fine. How is it going?
Yeah.
Just feels a bit more informal,
Yes.
more relaxed, and, it's how people actually talk.
Yeah, it's more natural.
Exactly.
And Nick replies, "Oh, hey, what are you doing in this neighborhood? Do you live around here?"
Okay, so he's kind of checking if she lives in the area.
Exactly. And that around here is our first little phrase to kind of unpack.
Right.
Because it pops up a lot in different ways.
Yeah, it does.
Then Anna responds, "Actually, my office is right around the corner."
So right around the corner, that implies it's very close by,
Yes.
practically the next street.
Yeah, like a more specific way of saying around here.
Exactly.
Then she adds, "It was great to meet you last week at the conference. I really enjoyed our conversation about foreign investment."
Now that's a key detail.
It is. It's like setting the stage right.
Yeah.
They've met. They had a good chat, seemingly, about a pretty specific topic,
Right.
which makes Nick forgetting her name even more awkward.
Well, it does. It's like you've already connected.
You would think.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
There's at least a little bit of recognition there.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Nick says, yeah, it was really interesting. I'm in a bit of a hurry, but here's my card. We should definitely meet up again and continue our discussion.
Okay, so there he drops a really useful phrase. In a bit of a hurry.
Yes, this is a good one to have in your back pocket.
It is. It's a polite way to say you don't have much time, that you need to move along.
Yeah.
And the video gives us some great examples like, can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry. I
Yeah.
can't talk right now. I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Huh?
I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'll check these files later.
Yeah, you can really use it in a lot of different situations.
You can't. It's very versatile.
It's like a softer way of saying I'm short on time, but without being rude.
Exactly.
And then he offers his card,
Yeah.
suggests they get together again.
Smart.
Yeah. And then Anna asks, "Sure, you still have my contact details, right?"
Okay. Another key phrase, contact details.
Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward,
Uh-huh.
but it's good to know like what it refers to.
Right. It's basically all the information that lets someone reach you.
Right. So like your name, phone number.
Email address.
Yes, it gets all that stuff that's usually on a business card.
Precisely.
Okay, now for the main event.
The awkward moment.
The cringe-worthy part we've all been waiting for.
I've been dreading it.
Nick says, "You know what? This is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind. Can you remind me?"
Oh, boy.
There it is.
There it is.
And that slipped my mind. That's another great phrase.
It is. It's a super common way to say you've forgotten something.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't intentional.
Right.
The video gives some perfect examples. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I forgot to respond to your email. Just slipped my mind. Or, don't you know what day it is today? Oh, it's your birthday. It completely slipped my mind.
You see, it's that thing where like it was on your mental to-do list
Yeah.
and it just vanished.
Poof.
And Anna's response is perfect.
Oh, it's so smooth.
She says, sure. My name's Anna Ferris. Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time. I'm terrible with names, too.
She handled that like a champ.
I know, right?
So graceful. And we have another phrase to point out. Terrible with.
Yes. Terrible with, this is how you express that you're bad at something.
Right. The video gives these clear examples.
Mm-hmm.
You're terrible with numbers. You can't even remember your own telephone number.
Right.
I'm terrible with directions. I'm always getting lost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrible with faces. I can never remember what people look like.
See, you can be terrible with a lot of things.
So many things.
It's funny how being bad with names is like...
It's almost acceptable.
It's almost expected.
Right. It's like a shared human flaw.
Yeah, we all kind of bond over it.
Exactly. Now going back to those location phrases.
Yeah, like around here.
We heard around here, right around the corner.
And in one of the examples, around there.
Right, like living near Los Angeles.
Yeah, so around there, that's more general
Less specific.
than around here or
Yeah.
right around the corner.
Exactly.
So if you ask if there's a bank or a good restaurant around there, it just means in that general area.
Right, not necessarily on the same block.
Right. And speaking of terrible wit,
Yeah.
it's interesting that in the video, the hosts, they kind of bond over that.
They do. Marco's terrible with numbers.
Right.
And Erica is terrible with faces.
So they each have their thing.
They do. It's kind of endearing.
Yeah, it adds that human touch.
It does. And, you know, circling back to that initial how's it going,
Yeah.
using that instead of how are you can really make your English sound more natural.
Especially in casual settings.
Exactly. It's like you're signaling that you're comfortable with the language.
Like you're part of the in-group.
Exactly. And, you know, I love that the video also includes some personal anecdotes about those awkward name-forgetting moments.
It's so relatable.
Marco tells this funny story about blanking on a family member's name.
No.
At a family reunion. Oh, that's the worst possible place.
It is. And he has to subtly ask a cousin for help.
Which I think we've all done at some point.
I know I have. I've definitely used that tactic.
Yeah, it's like a discreet lifeline.
It is. And Erica shares her go-to strategy for those business situations.
Yeah.
Which is either asking for a business card, like Nick did.
Right.
Or asking someone to write down their email address.
Which usually has their name, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Full name, usually.
So smart.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a sneaky way to get the information.
It is, without directly admitting you forgot their name.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you want to sound more fluent, try using how's it going in your everyday conversations.
It's a game changer.
It really is. And also don't forget that the original video has this audio review section at the end.
I love those.
Yeah, it's really useful for solidifying all the vocabulary and phrases we've been talking about.
It revisits the meaning.
Yeah.
Gives you example sentences. It covers everything from how is it going to forgetful.
It's like a mini lesson.
It is. So when you think about it, this short clip is packed with valuable insights.
Totally.
You now have a better grasp of phrases like in a bit of a hurry for when you're short on time.
Right.
You know how to ask for contact details. You've got slipped my mind for those memory blanks.
Yep.
You understand the subtle differences between around here, around there, and right around the corner.
That's important.
It is. And you know how to use terrible with to talk about those things you struggle with.
Right. We all have them.
Plus, you've got that more casual greeting, how's it going, in your toolkit.
Yes.
And some clever ways to handle forgetting someone's name.
It's a win-win.
It is, but you know what's really fascinating to me?
It's that.
Is why forgetting someone's name is such a big deal.
Oh, yeah, it can feel so awkward.
It does, right?
It's like you've committed some social faux pas.
Exactly. And it's interesting because this conversation shows it's a universal experience.
It really is. Everyone does it.
And yet it still feels so cringy.
It does. Why is that?
I don't know. It's like this weird social anxiety.
Maybe it's because we worry about seeming rude.
Right.
Like we haven't paid attention.
Or that we don't value the person.
Exactly. But the reality is it just happens.
It does. So I guess something to think about is what other things in a conversation, besides just the words, give us information?
Yeah, like those subtle cues.
Exactly, like someone's tone of voice, their body language.
The context of where you are.
Yeah. All those things play a role.
They do. It's like a whole unspoken language.
And how do you navigate those moments in your own life?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's something to think about.
It is.
And on that note, we're always curious to know what everyday English conversations you find interesting or what communication challenges you'd like us to explore.
Right. What are you struggling with?
Yeah, let us know your ideas.
We'd love to hear them.
And we might just do a deep dive into them next time.
So good.
See you then.